Well, look at what we have here. Mercury has just moved into Leo on June the 30th, and it's going to be there for the entire summer into the first week of September of this year, 2018. So exciting. I know, especially for you Leos out there, since you guys are going to get all that heat. So let's go ahead and get into it. So let's take an astronomical look at Mercury. Just some fun facts, right? So Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system and also the planet nearest to the sun. It's about 36 million miles away from the sun. Its diameter is 3,000 miles compared to Earth's diameter of almost 8,000. Mercury moves very quickly, completing a revolution around the sun every 88 days, as opposed to the Earth's orbit around the sun, which is, as we all know, 365 days. It's actually 365 and a quarter, but that's why the Gregorian calendar has the so-called leap year, when in actuality it's just a leap day. And Kemet, they actually leaped a whole year in the calendar every I should know this off top. It was after so many years they would have a leap year where they would actually leap the whole year, that calendar year. So unlike us, we just have a day that appears and disappears every 4 years, and we call it leap year, but it's really not. It's a leap day. So anyways, that's what makes the Gregorian calendar, one of the many reasons which makes the Gregorian calendar very inaccurate, but we still use it. It's actually a great calendar for the capitalist system. It was never based upon agriculture or the seasons or the moon cycle, like the lunar calendar of the Chinese and other cultures. The Gregorian calendar was created for that coin. It was created for a capitalist system, and that's the main reason why it starts in Capricorn. If you notice, the new year starts in Capricorn, where if you look at other systems, the new year starts in the spring during Aries. So anyways, I guess that would be another video. But because Mercury is so near the sun, it is not easily seen through telescopes. When nearest to the Earth, Mercury is between us and the sun, and therefore it's invisible. The planet is never visible long after sunset, nor long after or before sunrise, rather. And so our observations have always been made in daylight when it is difficult to see. Mercury's orbit is very near our horizon, and the haze of the Earth's atmosphere further clouds our vision of the planet. Recent space probes, however, have given us a much clearer picture of the planet. Until now, until recently, astronomers believed that Mercury did not turn on its axis the way Earth does. The latest findings show that Mercury does rotate on its axis once every 59 days. Thus, the planet makes 3 rotations, during 2 revolutions around the sun. So it results in the further unusual phenomenon of there being exactly 3 Mercury quote unquote days in every 2 Mercury quote unquote years. So according to photographs made by the Mariner 10 probe, we have so many probes out there. But anyways, according to the photographs made by the Mariner 10 probe, the surface of Mercury is similar to our moons, riddled with, craters, just like our moon. It's pitted. It's been knocked around a few times. Mercury appears as an evening star in March and April, and as a morning star in September and October. The ancient Greeks thought it was two stars, a morning star that they named Apollo, and an evening star that they called Mercury. In Egypt, they knew better. They knew better. Unfortunately, the Greeks didn't have enough time to learn as much as they were trying to learn from the ancient Egyptians, from the people of Kemet. They were the last ones to take on a lot of the hidden knowledge in the mystery schools that existed in Kemet during that time. But the Greeks, along with the now dwindling empire of, at that time, Egypt, they were dealing with the Romans. They were dealing with people coming in and not wanting this knowledge to be, attainable to the masses as it once was, as well as they didn't understand. They didn't understand what was going on. And so a lot of the information of our ancient ancestors, a lot of that information was lost. A lot of that information was burnt up, and a lot of the priests of Egypt, of Kemet, a lot of the priests, they fled. They fled to parts of Asia, and they fled to West Africa, to escape persecution, to escape death, because they were coming after them. So it's a long history. It's a long history, but Mercury, it once was seen as the messenger in regards to an acclamation of Set and Horus. A lot of people only know, or Heru for those of you. We need to understand that the energies of each planet, every single planet, the energies that came from it, and our ancient ancestors, the many names that they gave one planet. One planet did not have just one name, one function, or one type of energy coming from it. But our ancestors watched and observed for so many, centuries, that they attributed much to each planet. And so each planet has multiple names. We now, in our westernized minds, we only can kind of like maybe give it one or two names, but we have to kind of like reprogram ourselves to realize that one thing, one object, one thing can have many different names. So Mercury had many different names, many different attributes, and the two main attributes that the ancients gave of the Kemet, the people of Kemet, the two main attributes, or the two main deities that they attributed to Mercury, was Horus and Set, was Heru and Set, and the messenger. And that's why, another reason why I call the horoscopes. I understand that there's nothing wrong with calling them horoscopes. That's a Greek name that they gave it after they learned of it from the Egyptians. And the Egyptians were not called Egyptians. That's not what they called themselves. So I'm the type of person, I want to call you by your rightful name. I don't want to call you what other people have called you and you just accepted it. Like, no, I want to call you by your rightful name. And so when I refer to modern times, I refer to that part of the land as Egypt, if we're, referring to modern times. But if we're talking about the ancients, if we're talking about the ones who built the pyramids and built many of the temples and the structures that we go and we visit today, we're not talking about Egyptians. We're talking about the people of Kemet, the people who came up from the Nile. This is their mythology. This is their stories that no one talks about. Sorry, I just went on a tangent. I'm so sorry. So back to what we were talking about. I'm so sorry. We're talking about Mercury. So in Kemet, they attribute, the energy of Mercury to Horus or as we would call it, Heru and Set. And, another example would be Eshu from the Ifa, African tradition of the West. So, like I said, many different names for the same entity, the same celestial body. And I like to give honor and respect to all that I know and continue to learn the many more that exist in the world for Mercury. Now, in general, Mercury, corresponds to the workings of the mind, a rational mind, an objective mind. It also works because, it rules Gemini and Virgo. So, in Gemini, we're dealing with children for sure, amongst other things. But, and, its correspondence with Mercury, it's dealing with the early school experiences, the K through 12 for, because I'm in the US, in California. So we have K through 12, kindergarten to 12th grade. And so that's the early school experiences that it's dealing with as far as the Gemini side goes. Reading and writing, languages, debate and discussions, transportation, commerce, like these bitcoins would be a part of this, like a Mercurian type of field in conjunction with Uranus as well. Short distance travel for sure. Jupiter is long distance travel. That's the other mutable sign, which is Sagittarius. So, very interesting triangle of Sagittarius, Gemini, and Virgo. And then, of course, we have Pisces, which is the other mutable sign. But just to stay on topic, Jupiter is rules over Sagittarius, and Jupiter is a part of Sagittarius as far as long distance travel, while Mercury is the Gemini, which is short distance travel. And also the tools of communication, like books, newspapers, telephones, cell phones, your television, your computer, your laptop, your iPad, whatever it is. Those are all considered tools of communication. Even a cup with a string for those old school. If you read Tom Sawyer, I guess, I don't know where. I know it's on something. Anyways, you put I think it's like a tin cup, and you put a string in the middle, and you connect it to another tin cup or some type of cup, and it's like you're supposed to be able to hear the other person on the other line. I never tried it. I probably should have. Anyways, but that would be considered a tool of communication. And another thing with Mercury, it rules the things that also corresponds with Virgo. Remember, it's not just about Gemini, but it's also about Virgo in the sense that it rules over the nerves, the hands. That's definitely a tool of communication with, signing, what else? Well, anyhow, that's the spirit of Mercury. It's the spirit of Mercury is that of Eshu, Heru, and Hermes, and other names. It carries the power of communication, speed of travel, and even the wisdom which comes with the trickster energy, of knowledge and experience. So, if in your natal chart you find that Mercury is in the sign of Leo, then you are most likely strong-minded with a positive, broad view of life, but you may find it difficult to grasp the details of life. You are slow to form and even change your opinions on something, but once you're sold on an idea, you know how to promote it and spread it. You have a really good gift of spreading information and making people want to be just as enthusiastic about it as you are. There's a certain eloquence about how you speak, your way of speech. You know how to direct and manage and control situations or even people once you've learned how to tame your boastful and fiery and even sometimes arrogant ways of addressing people. Once you've learned how to tame that and control that and to use it in a mature manner, then you find that you have much success with people. It's very easy for you. And you have a kind heart and a sunny disposition. So people are usually very forgiving. No matter how you come at them, you give off that warm spirit. Having Mercury in Leo can sometimes lead to the feeling or the feeling of the need to embellish some of the information that you present to other people in order to give a better performance. You don't see it as lying. It's more of adding a little bit more detail, a little bit more flair, so that you can get interested in the story and that it's a good story in the end. That's more of the objective, not necessarily to lie. And you don't necessarily lie, it's just an embellishing of the truth. You guys just, with Mercury and Leo, you guys just have a certain storyteller vibe. It's really a gift of expressing information or history or anything through the story form. Just for all of you, just a great amount of enthusiasm and a drive to be successful. Not the same type of way of a Aries or a Capricorn, that cardinal energy, but it's more of a fixed, focused on how can I achieve this goal? And I know I can. I know I can, and I will. And a lot of you out there may be attracted to the creative fields, like acting or some type of performance arts, like dance or playing an instrument of some kind or using your voice, like singing or anything like that. Any type of performance arts, you may be very attracted to it. If not doing it yourself, then definitely participating in that field in some type of way. But for the rest of us, if we don't have Mercury and Leo in our natal chart, we still need to pay attention to it because it is there right now in the sky. So we need to know the energies that we're working with. I am a scryer, so sometimes when I receive information or download information, I have to write it down, and that's my way of visualizing what I just received and um, providing a kind of translation or understanding of what information I just received. I have to write it down. That has a lot to do with where my Mercury is placed. So it's very important that you check out your natal chart and see where your Mercury is placed, and then you can be able to see how it works with where Mercury is currently positioned in Leo. Leo is a fixed fire sign, and it also, the North Node is in Leo currently. And so that's providing a lot of us with identity goals, identity achievement, identity recognition, and realization of who we truly are, and where our heart truly lies. And this particular Mercury and Leo is giving us all the willpower. It's providing the heart. It's kind of like Dorothy. I believe it was the scarecrow. Was I saying for the heart? No, it was the lion. What? Goodness. It was the lion who was, like, I have no heart, I have no courage, that type of thing. And so that's essentially what this Mercury is doing for us this time around in 2018, is providing us with that heart that gives that power to our will to accomplish whatever it is that we are trying to accomplish. It's activating our goals and bringing truth to light, providing us with genuine and just genuine integrity and sincerity in what we are doing. This Mercury in Leo is asking us, what are we actively doing? How are we actively responding to the change about us? And sometimes it requires no change at all. Sometimes it requires us to stand firm by what we believe in and to live up to what we proclaim. Like, really walk that talk. however you are saying, oh, this is the right way to be, this is how, whatever, whatever, instead of pushing it on other people, it's you who are, exuding what you feel like is the best way to be. And that is you. You are being you, you know. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing if you choose to truly stand by what you believe and have integrity in your work and be genuine in your approach and genuine in how you present yourself. You will have much success. There's going to be a lot of passionate speeches from people, a lot of passion in our speech and what we are hoping for in our lives. And a lot of us will be going down memory lane to our childhood and to, especially our early childhood, in which we're thinking about what we were um, wishing for and hoping for. You know, with Leo being in that North Node, you also have that Aquarius, its opposite, its polar opposite in the South Node. So, it's hopes and wish and aspirations when you're dealing with that. And well, anyways, I can go on about that. But just remember that be you, no matter how different that is, or, how unique people say, oh, you need to conform. Never conform. Never conform. Be different, be you, be comfortable and confident in that. One of my brothers, who just so happens to be a Leo, a Leo son, he would always say, I am not conceited or cocky. I am confident. And it was just like, okay, whatever. But thinking back on that, yes, yes. You don't have to be conceited. You don't have to be cocky or arrogant or, anything like that. You can be confident, and your confidence will exude in such a way, it will catch like fire onto other people, and they will say, I want confidence in myself. Not, oh, because other people say this and that about me, it gives me confidence, it gives me a boost in confidence. It doesn't matter what everybody else say. You have to have it exude from the inward outward. It starts inside like a fire, and then it expands on out. And that's the beauty of this Leo. Mercury in Leo transit is going to boost everything that you're doing in your life right now. It's going to boost your confidence in what you are trying to achieve. And you're not going to allow other people to stop you from achieving what you have envisioned in your life. I don't want to make this too long, for God knows it takes so long to upload onto YouTube. My goodness. So I'm going to cut this short right now. I could go on and on about the energies that is going to give us, and I might make a part 2 just so I can really get into it. But for that being said, see you guys next time. Keep trailblazing on. Remember to subscribe and thumbs up the video below if you enjoyed the video and if you want to see more, and also leave a comment and let me know how it's all going for you this summer. All right, you guys, mwah, love you. Till the next time, peace.